Hello, my name is Dennis Gaines. It is my privilege to address you today on matters of great import to all Americans. I have given much thought to the dire state of affairs which exists in our beloved country, and I wish to take this opportunity to offer some words of guidance and encouragement insofar as my life experiences have informed me. Having faced my own mortality a couple of times in the past several years, I feel a compelling need to leave something of value to the wonderful land of my birth. Perhaps I am simply tilting at windmills, but Thomas Paine spoke famously about the beginning of the American Revolution. These are the times that try men's souls, and we live in equally troubling days. This is my contribution. No teleprompters, no cue cards. Just you, me, and this camera. I thank you for the opportunity. Let's take a ride. My comments in this forum should not be construed as anything other than what they appear to be. The voice of a concerned citizen. Yes, I do have my beliefs, although I am not here to advance an agenda or endorse any political candidate, but simply to issue a rallying cry, to stir the passions that exist within all of us, and to offer heartfelt praise and hopefully constructive criticism. It is this last topic that I must in all good conscience address first. Indeed, an admonishment is in order. But I ask for your forbearance and understanding until the full weight of my message becomes as clear to you as settled water. For too long now, we, the American people, have sought out enemies and scapegoats across the political landscape. Those villains we might conveniently blame for spiraling debt, loss of liberties, diminished opportunities, heightened physical threats to our safety and sense of security, and an overwhelming sense of dread at what the future holds for ourselves and our posterity. The targets are manifold and easily available. An imperial chief executive, an arrogant, inept Congress, an activist judiciary, soulless, greedy special interests. They did it. It's their fault. No. We are angry and scared, and we have been blinded. Blinded to the truth, to the harsh reality we must now allow into our own hearts. For if we glean anything of value from the bitterness of life's experiences, it is that we are ultimately responsible for our own destinies. Yes, you know it to be true. Blame whomever you wish. But know in your quiet time of reflection that those who have failed you and me look back at us from the mirror every morning. We, the American people, the beneficiaries of the greatest blessings ever bestowed upon mankind, heirs to the radical and world-changing concept that all men are created equal. And yes, we know that includes women. Endowed with a power theretofore undreamed of by civilizations throughout history, the ultimate game changer, the sword of justice, the right to vote and choose and direct our elected representatives. We chose instead to sheath that sword and meekly accept the indignities heaped upon our collective heads by those who should rightfully serve us. To our everlasting shame, we chose indifference, apathy, complacency, greed, and shallow self-interest in place of enlightened concern for the future of this greatest of nations. How could we forfeit these precious gifts? Gifts accorded to so relatively few people throughout history, delineated and defined by our founding fathers, consecrated by the blood of our forebears and veterans, gifts revered and cherished and envied the world over. So smug, so self-assured in our abundance and our might, we dreamed the good times would go on forever, but forgot that vigilance is the price, good stewardship the requirement to guard our freedoms. With a self-congratulatory drink in our hands, while watching our widescreen TVs from the somnolent warmth of the hot tub, We fell asleep and let the employees rifle the cash register. If Nero fiddled while Rome burned, we played whole symphonies and danced around the bonfire. We wanted the good life, but forgot that the good life has never been defined by our possessions, but by our opportunities. Informed by the past, vigilant in the present, and hopeful for the future. The conventional wisdom says that America is on the brink, the precipice, sliding down the slope, staring into the abyss. Choose your cliche. That wisdom is wrong. It is wrong, folks, because we are already there. We are in that Brobdingnagian quagmire. Always wanted to use that word. It is wide and it is deep, and we are in it up to the armpits, sinking. We have descended from the ranks of the economically free nations to those of the mostly free. And when our creditors pull the plug on this biggest debtor nation of all, it will be over. Think of that. The ramifications of a dystopian America, beholden to others for our bread, no longer a hallmark of might and freedom and justice to the world. No sane, rational person or society can sanction such a thought. The consequences for the world are too dire to consider. Where then is our hope? Certainly not in Washington, with its broken political system, where the major parties work only for the benefit of the party and not in the best interests of the country, which should be their overriding concern. However, please do not make the grave mistake of believing that all who reside in Washington, D.C. are villains. There are honest, hard-working, and able public officials in our government, men and women who truly wish to be of beneficial service, but who are hamstrung and frustrated by the powers that be, the usurpers and dilettantes whose agendas are tragically at odds with the welfare and well-being of the American people. Seek out these honest souls. Let them know that they have a place in government, as long as they remember and adhere to the basic and inviolate rule that public service is meant to be exactly what it is, a privilege granted by the citizen electorate of this land. As for the rest of the denizens inside the Beltway and governments at every level, those who are corrupt, the inept, the self-serving, backstabbing, double-dealing, four-flushing, high-handed, low-bred, contemptible, carpet-bagging, backroom dealing, feather-nesting, scum-sucking bottom feeders, the nepotists and apparatchiks, the grifters and grafters, the puerile, pusillanimous pettifoggers, snake oil salesmen, medicine show pitchmen, and sideshow carny barkers, the arrogant, cynical, imperious flimflammers, the hypocrites and heathens, Philistines and philanderers, the immoral, amoral, sybaritic and decadent, unjust and clueless, thieves, blackguards, creeps, crooks, and cowards, the cunning and conniving, the fraudulent and furtive, the incorrigible miscreants, villains, and reprobates, the scurrilous knaves and kleptomaniacal clowns, bounders, rotters, and rounders, the light-fingered, larcenous, lecherous, pilfering, pillaging, plundering, piratical, predatory, perfume princes and practitioners of legendary legislative legerdemain, the rapacious, the slick and sticky-fingered vermin. Oh yeah, I could go on, but I think you get the point, and yes, I am just now getting warmed up. Those who have infected and infested the halls where once freedom and liberty reigned. Here is your warning. Public notice that your time is over. You are no longer welcome on our field. Take your corked bat and your juiced up ball and slink back to your holes. For herein lie our salvation and redemption, our true hope and change. Folks, the Second American Revolution has begun. No, not a revolution of violence, of guns and bombs and carnage. No civilized person would foment such an atrocity, and I certainly never will. but rather a concerted effort to win the hearts, minds, and souls of the American voter, for it is in them that true power resides, a power not wielded by all the kings and emperors in human memory. As I have heretofore, with your indulgence, outlined our failures as an electorate, it is my signal honor to offer, candidly and unashamed, my sincere awe, admiration, thanks, and unreserved praise to those concerned American citizens who have given rise to an activist phenomenon which will surely shake the deepest foundations of the political establishment, who have raised awareness, exhibited courage, ignited dialogue and debate certain to influence public policy for years to come. This is the finest duty and tradition of the American voter, the obligation to speak out and protest injustice. The mighty have awakened to their potential, and woe to the political transgressor who seeks to challenge our strength or our fitness for the seat of power. We, the American people, are the true heirs to the throne, the rightful and righteous, proud, free, and independent masters of our destinies, and we care not for the yoke of bondage. It is right and just that we reassume the mantle of greatness, honor the timeless documents of our forefathers, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and restore in this country and to its people the pride and glory evident throughout our history. Ours will be a long, arduous trail, fraught with disappointments and setbacks, frustrations and failures. The odds are daunting, the forces arrayed against us formidable, their tactics often unscrupulous, but as Texas Ranger Bill McDonald once famously declared, "No man in the wrong can stand up against a fellow that's in the right and keeps on a-comin'." And if these words are truth spoken, as they most certainly are, what then is Washington to make of 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, or 40 million or more who will not stand to be enslaved? All of you watching and listening to my comments have the capacity for greatness within you, of grand, magnificent accomplishment. Some of you will indeed achieve noteworthy recognition for your deeds, for your efforts on behalf of our nation, while others will toil in obscurity, neither condemned nor applauded, but nevertheless furthering the causes of liberty and justice and securing for yourselves and your children the opportunity to be the best that you can be. Bless you, heroes all. It is a word often overused and undervalued, but your country needs heroes now, and the American people have a proud history of answering that call.